Good morning, children. I heartily welcome you, all of you, to the 8th standard second language English. One thing, I also welcome you to high school because you are a newcomer to the high school, right? So, first of all, I would like to tell you about the 8th standard English textbook. My dear children, so I hope all of you have a textbook. In that textbook, we have 8 lessons and 8 poems, right? Rather than this, we have 4 supplementary readings are also there. So, 8 lessons, 8 poems, and 4 supplementary readings. Look at this, children. These 4 supplementary readings are only meant for you. These are given for your reading ability, to improve your reading ability. Go through these passages very well and try to understand these passages, reading passages, supplementary reading. So regarding this, we are go through for this year 8 lessons and 8 poems. One thing, one lesson plus one poem. Listen this. Look at here, children. One lesson and one poem. It is called unit. A combination of lesson and a poem is considered as one unit. Every unit is having a message. That means it is a value. Every unit is based on values. Do you know what is value? Value means courage, bravery, right? So, truthfulness, honesty, these are the values. So, every unit is based on the values. And moreover, these lessons are the unit, the whole unit, the lesson and the poem is having some listening passages. For every unit, they have given listening passages at the end of the text. So after go through those passages, we have to come for the unit, lesson or poem. Let us go through the listening passage number 1, which was related to our first lesson in 8th standard. Okay, let us see. I hope you have a textbook, and please open your textbooks. Then only you are able to follow me what I am going to read. Okay, open your textbook, and moreover, you please get your pen and notebook also. Okay, my dear children, are you ready? Okay. Here, listening passages are given. I hope the page number is 170. This passage is regarding to lesson number 1, right? I will go through the passage, I will read. While I am reading, you have to observe my pronunciation, right? And then, in the unit page number 1, the home page of the unit, we have some exercises. Then you have to answer for these questions. So, listen the passage carefully, right? Let us read the passage, listening passage number 1, which was related to lesson number 1. Sangappa is a farmer in Prasadapura. He got his son admitted to a nearby school. That school was a bit different from other ones, and it was located in an ashram. Look at that word, ashram. Sangappa went into the ashram one day to see how his son was getting on. He opened the gate and went in. What he saw surprised him, for there were no classes. Students had freedom to go wherever they liked. At a distance, some students were reading books and trying to get by heart some questions and answers. He looked around for his son. A greater surprise was awaiting him, for his son had been sitting on a tree watching the birds singing. Also, he was trying to draw the birds in a book. Sangappa went straight to the headmaster's office. He said, "I am sorry. I thought my child was learning. But look where my son is." "I am really sorry, sir," the headmaster replied quietly. "Well, Sangappa, I too feel sad. But not for your child, but for those bookworms and pointed towards the boy trying to memorize answers. Sangappa could not make out anything. He said, "Are you joking, sir?" "No," said the headmaster. "Your son is studying nature and he is learning. But those kids are not." Got it, my dear children? Did you enjoy the passage? And let's come to the home page of the unit, right? In the first paragraph, what is the page number? Page number 1, right? The title of the unit has given beautiful title is given, my dear children. Education for life. Look at this. Education for life. What is education given? For life. What a wonderful value. This is the value of the first unit. Education for what? For life. Right? So here ILA is given. ILA and IRA in the second one. IRA is given. What do you mean by ILA? Introductory listening activity, and IRA means introductory reading activity. These two comprehensive exercises are given to you children, and you tried. Have you listened the passage? You know. You tried. You go through the passage once or twice or thrice and try to grasp the ideas what are given in the passage and try to answer for these questions in the ILA. In the ILA, there are some 4 questions. So for your help, I will read those questions. Why did Sangappa feel sad? Second question, what was his son doing? What did the headmaster say about learning? Does learning mean only reading books and preparing for the examination? Share your views with your partners in the class. So in the below IRA, there are also 5 questions. They are yes or no type questions. You try to answer these questions, my dear children, right? And write in your homework book. Let's start our first lesson of the 8th standard second language, English. Right? So in 8th standard, for 8th standard, the first lesson is a day in the ashram. A day in the ashram. So in the passage we learned, in the passage what we go through that, there is the Sangappa's son is studying in an ashram. So where the children are learning in a unique way, they are not sitting in the classrooms. So Sangappa, where was Sangappa's son in the passage? He was sitting on a tree, observing the nature, and he was trying to paint the picture of the bird. So those kids are learning in a unique way in the ashram. Why I am telling this? In our today's lesson, a day in the ashram, we are also go through this kind of school in the ashram, my dear children. Before going to start this lesson, let's have a look about the author. Who is the author? C.F. Andrews. C.F. Andrews. Right? So I hope you have a textbook. Please open the page number 2. C.F. Andrews, his full name is Charles Freer Andrews, who born in 1871. So born. For means Janana antivalla makla. So ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು 1871 and he was lived up to 1940. So that means his death. Right. Born to death. What is the time? 1871 to 1940. His lifetime. Right? He was an English priest. What do you mean by priest in Kannada? My dear students? Pujari. In temple we call Pujari. But as he was a priest of the Church of England, when you come to church, they be called as Padrigalu athwa fathers. So he was a priest of Church of England. He was an educator. So in Kannada we say Shikshana Tagna. He was a good educationist and Indian freedom fighter. Look at this. So he was working as a priest in England church. Right? England church. What is the connection between Indian freedom struggle? He was working in England, right? Yes, that is that was his reality. That even though he was belongs to England, he worked or he fight for our freedom struggle, Indian freedom struggle. Nodi, educator and Indian freedom fighter. He became Mahatma Gandhi's closest friend and associate. Children, you observe one thing. Even though he became a British, right? We fight we fight for our freedom against the British, right? You know, British ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೋರಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು. But this person, C.F. Andrews, was a British. Even though he was a British, he worked with the Indians and fight for our freedom struggle. Especially, who did he work with? Our father of nation, obviously. That is ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತದ ತಂದೆ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಜೊತೆ ಒಡನಾಟವನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿದ್ರು. He was associated with Mahatma Gandhiji. Okay, let's directly enter into the lesson. What the author is going to tell here in this lesson, C.F. Andrews. Andrews reveals his experience while he stayed in the ashram. Children, our author C.F. Andrews has stayed one day in the ashram, right? He is going to explain or he is going to describe the experiences what he has got in the ashram with the ashram boys. Shantiniketan, look at this. What do you mean by what is ashram here? The name of the ashram is Shantiniketan. Shantiniketan was founded by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore. Have you heard this name? Yes. Good. Rabindranath Tagore, a great Bengali poet, right? Who has written or who has given a great thing for Indians, that is national anthem. Nama Rashtra Geete enidhe makala, national anthem, who gave a great thing, right? We are proud of him. He has given such a national anthem to our country. Jana Gana Mana. When we heard this, we will become surprised. We will become what? Alert about India. The word India has such a great thing in it. So such a national anthem was given by our Rabindranath Tagore, and he has also got Nobel Award for his work Geetanjali, right? He established, of course, it was in the beginning it was started by his father, but everything was looked after and it is developed by Rabindranath Tagore. All the credit of the ashram goes to Rabindranath Tagore. It is a school with a difference where students learn with great joy. It's not like our normal school. So what is in your mind, my dear children, about school? Yes, we are sitting in a room with your friend. You are sitting in a room with your friends in a classroom. The teacher will come and he will give and he will taught you. So in the PE period you are going outside and you will play. So every day this is going on, right? But here in this ashram or in this school, the Shantiniketan, here the students have full freedom and they are learning in a unique way. That is happening here. So let us directly enter into the lesson. What our author C.F. Andrews enjoyed in the ashram one day. He is going to describe his one day experience with the ashram boys. Let us discuss what had happened one day in the ashram and our author what he experienced, and he is going to describe the experience in the lesson. For today, the first session, this is, I can write it as part 1, my dear children. I write it as part 1. In this session, for this session, I have selected 3 paragraphs, right? I will go through these paragraphs and later on I will explain you one by one. So, are you ready with your textbooks? Now follow me. While reading, you observe my pronunciation and voice variation and try to understand the thing. Later on I will ask you some questions. Are you ready, my dear children? Let's have the first paragraph. Words cannot picture to you the beauty of Shantiniketan. Our own poet and teacher, whom we call Gurudeva, has named it in his song, The Darling of Our Hearts, and it is worthy of the name. All who have visited the ashram, old and young alike, have felt its inner beauty, growing more and more upon them. Are you following me? Let's come to the second paragraph. If I were to describe you one day in the ashram with the boys, that would perhaps best bring home to you its inner beauty. Long before sunrise, like the birds in our own almokhi groves, our boys are awake. The choristers, look at those words which we came across, you feel difficulty, right? You underline those words which you feel difficult words. The choristers are the first to rise and they go round the ashram singing their morning hymn. You can hear the voices in the distance drawing nearer and nearer, and then the sound dies away as the choir passes on to the another part of the ashram. And then again it comes nearer and nearer. The beauty of the sound in the silent morning air and the sense of joy and reverence which it brings give peace to the soul. The last one, third paragraph for today's session. After an interval, each boy takes his hasan, his square of carpet, into the fields and sits down on it to meditate in his own place alone. Later on, before the schoolwork begins, the boys all stand together in the shade of the trees and sing their hymn. My dear children, we go through 3 paragraphs. Let's try to understand one by one. Let us come to the first paragraph. Do you find any difficult words? Oh, so first what we do, let's know the meaning for the words which were given in our glossary. Let's come to the glossary in the page number 4. Right? We have the glossary for meaning for difficult words. So here, Gurudeva. Who is Gurudeva? Rabindranath Tagore. Choristers, members who sing in the choir of a church. Before that, there is another word, choir. A group of singers. Choir means a group of singers singing hymns. Right? Choir means a group of singers. ಹಾಡುಗಾರರ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪು, singing hymns, ಸ್ತೋತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಡುವಂತವರ ಒಂದು ಗುಂಪು. Choristers means members who sing in the choir of a church. ಆ ಗುಂಪಿನಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಸದಸ್ಯರನ್ನ choristers ಅಂತೀವಿ. Choir is a group of people or members who sing. But choristers means a people, right? Hymn means a song of praise to God. ದೇವರನ್ನು ಸ್ತುತಿಸುವ ಹಾಡುಗಳು ಅಂತೀವಿ. Hymn, a prayer, like you may say it as, you may consider it as prayer. Next, amloki, a tree like a mango tree. It is a kind of tree like a mango tree. Reverence, respect, gaurava. Meditate, I know this word, you are very familiar with this word. Meditate means to pray silently. So, okay, you got it? You got the meaning for the difficult words which come across in the paragraphs. Let's try to understand the paragraphs. Words cannot picture to you the beauty of Shantiniketan. Who is addressing these words, children? Our author Andrews is saying these words. Words cannot picture to you the beauty of Shantiniketan. What he is telling, my dear children, what he experienced in the ashram, he is trying to describe in the words, right? In the first sentence, what he is saying, what I am saying, it's not give you the clear picture. It is beyond description. Words cannot picture the beauty of Shantiniketan. Only by experiencing it, we can feel the beauty of Shantiniketan. Right? That means the beauty of Shantiniketan is beyond description. Varananege nilukattu alli anubhava. Our own poet and teacher, whom we call Gurudeva. Who is Gurudeva here? Yes, obviously, is Rabindranath Tagore. Gurudeva has named it. It refers to Shantiniketan. What is it here? Shantiniketan. Right? He named it in his song, The Darling of Our Arts. Look at this, the name of the song, The Darling of Our Arts. Okay, what he named? He named Shantiniketan as the darling of our arts in his song. In his song, he called the Shantiniketan as darling of our arts. ಒಂದು ಹೃದಯದ ದೇವತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಂಬಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಹಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ. All who have visited the ashram, the people who have visited the ashram, old and young alike, means here two opposite words we came across, old and young. This is antonym, opposite word, old, young. Old, young alike have felt its inner beauty. What do you mean by inner beauty? ಒಳಗಿನ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ. Suppose, just imagine, my dear children, I have an apple in my hand, right? If I say, how is an apple to you? What you are going to say? Yes, you are going to say, sir, it is very nice. Its color is red. Such kind of reply you may give. But how is the taste if I ask? You can't say. If you want to say about its taste, what do you have to do? You have to eat and taste it, and then you have to say whether it is fine or good, right? I have felt its inner beauty. ಒಳಗಿನ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯ ಅದು ಸವಿದಾಗಲೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಕ್ಕಳ. Felt its inner beauty growing more and more upon them. Okay, the people who have visited the ashram, whether he is old or young, any age of man who visited the ashram, he felt its inner beauty. He experienced the inner beauty of the ashram. The whole paragraph is saying that about the inner beauty of the ashram. That is why our author said in the first line, the words cannot picture the beauty of the Shantiniketan. If you want to enjoy it, if you want to feel it, if you want to experience it, just we have to visit the ashram once. Where it is? Then the question arises, where it is? Where the ashram is? It is in the state of West Bengal and 70 kilometers away from Kolkata to the north. Right? So if you visited Kolkata, don't forget to go and visit Shantiniketan. Right? Let's come to the second paragraph. If I were to describe to you one day in the ashram with the boys, I have already told you, he has enjoyed one day in the ashram with the boys. That would perhaps best bring home to you its inner beauty. If I describe you, you will also came to know about the inner beauty of the ashram. Now our author is telling from morning to night what had happened in the ashram. Now let's go. Long before sunrise. Here is the word long. Again we have an opposite word. What do you mean by what is the opposite word for long? Yes. What is the word? Short. Long, short. Long before. Again we have an opposite word. Before. Munchita. What is the opposite word? After. So keep writing in your notes what are the opposite words we came across. Right? Are you writing? You know? Right. Long before sunrise, like the birds in our own amloki groves, our boys are awake. Long before sunrise. Before sunrise, like the birds, right? Like the birds in our own amloki groves, our boys are awake. Here, the comparison is given. The comparison between two things here. One is with the boys of the ashram, ashram boys. We may say ashram boys, and it is directly compared with the birds. Where are the birds? In the Amloki groves. What do you mean by grove? You may call it as ತೋಪು ಅಂತೀವಿ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮರಗಳನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಮರಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತೋಪು, ದೊಡ್ಡ ವನ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಅನ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಸೇಮ್. Who are the first risers here? Long before sunrise, like the birds in our own Amloki groves, our boys are awake. The boys of Shantiniketan are awakening when the birds in the Amloki grows awake. The first, the birds, right? After that one, our boys of the ashram, they are going to first awake. Long before sunrise, like the birds in our own Amloki groves, our boys are awake. The choristers, Sangita Mandaliyavu anta anಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. The choristers are the first to rise. Who are the first boys are going to rise up in the ashram? Choristers. They have assigned their work, right? According to their guru, they have been assigned their work. They have to rise up first. The choristers are the first to rise, and they go round the ashram singing their morning hymn. What did the choristers do? When they got up early in the morning, like the birds, right? Their duty is to go round the ashram singing their hymn. ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಆ ಆಶ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಸುತ್ತಬೇಕು ಅವರು. You can hear the voices in the distance. So I am in the one part of the ashram. They started to sing their hymn. So I am far away from them. When how it is hearing to me, it is little bit less. It is hearing to me less. When they come nearer to me, I am hearing loud. Right? This is happening. You can hear the voices in the distance, drawing nearer and nearer, and then the sound dies away. When they come nearer, you can hear loudly. When they go further places, or when they go what do we call dura udahari, right? When they go far away from us, the voice will dies away. The sound we hear less sound. As the choir passes on to another part of the ashram, and then again it comes nearer and nearer. Okay, here now what the choristers are doing, they have to go round the ashram singing the prayer song. The beauty of the sound in the silent morning. Look at that. How was the situation in the early morning? Have you felt it? If no, you try to feel it, right? The beauty of the sound in the silent morning here, and the scene of joy. Joy means happy. Reverence means respect, which it brings. It gives peace to the soul. What a beautiful situation in the early morning. In the silent morning, our Shantiniketan boys are singing a hymn. Go round the ashram. They are singing prayer song. In the silent morning, the prayer is hearing very smoothly, right? Very clearly. You can hear very clear sound in the early morning because there is no disturbance, right? And a sense of joy. We can feel very happy at that time while hearing the song, prayer song, and reverence which brings give peace to the soul. Such a good thing which brings soul, peace to the soul. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಅನುಭವ ನಮ್ಮ ಆತ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶಾಂತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡದಲೇ ಇರಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ವಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ us discuss about the third paragraph. After an interval, each boy, what is happening here? After an interval, so after they are getting ready, right? After an interval, each boy take his asan. What do you mean by asan? So while meditating, we are going to take asan, right? Asan is square of carpet. Now we have yoga mats, ready yoga mats. But at that time, we have no yoga mats. They have a carpet. Sanna chapeಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಆವಾಗ ಮಕ್ಕಳ, right? He is a square of carpet into the fields and sits down on it to meditate. So what they have to do? Take asan on his. He has to take his carpet and he has to take asan on the carpet. Where they have to sit? In his own place alone. Look at this. In our school, we have so many restrictions. Sit here, sit there. We are ordering you like that. But here in Shantiniketan, there is no restriction for the boys. Notice? While meditating, they have given full freedom. Wherever he wish, he can go and sit for meditation. His own place alone. Later on, that means after meditation, right? Later on, before the school work begins, before the school starts, the boys all stand together in the shade of the trees and sing their hymn. Where they have to gather? Under the shade of the trees. Why they are gathering under the shade of the trees? Because of what? If they go out of the shade of the trees, they will feel hot, right? To feel cold, where they are going? Neral bekalla makla. They are gathering under the shade of the trees and singing their hymn. So in our regular classes, before our class, we used to make prayer. What we sing in the prayer? We sing our Nadagite and Rastragite, right? In the same way, here also in the ashram, before the school work begins, they used to make a prayer under the shade of the trees. Got it, my dear children? Okay. So in the next session, I am going to ask you some questions. Get ready for those questions, and you try to make out the questions which may come across in these paragraphs. Okay? Read the text once or twice. Try to gather the ideas, and you yourself prepare questions and get ready with answers. I will come to you in the second session. Keep reading, right? Keep in touch with your books and be safe at your home. Thank you.